Hello friends, today we're going to look at Kitchener stitch. We're going to graft these two pieces of knitting together, which is essentially what Kitchener stitch is. It's a graft. It doesn't create a seam though, it creates an invisible join. Now for Kitchener stitch, you want to make sure that you have the same number of stitches on each needle, and the yarn comes from the back stitch. You want a length of yarn at least 3 times the length of the graft that you need to do on a sewing needle or darning needle or tapestry needle, whatever you want to call it. So Kitchener stitch is one of these things that non-knitters, when they watch us or listen to us, think that we're casting spells because we'll be muttering to ourselves, because we all do it. And the spell that you need to cast for this one is knit, purl, purl, knit. That's the only 4 words you need: knit, purl, purl, knit. And all those complicated instructions for Kitchener stitch that you see in books and magazines, it all breaks down to that: knit, purl, purl, knit. Each stitch on our needles is going to be worked twice. Once we get started, that's going to be easier, but starting off, we need to work these first 2 stitches as if they had already been worked for the first time. So we're going to use 2 of our knit, purl, purl, knit. We're going to take our needle and we're going to put the yarn purlwise through the first stitch on your front needle. And then you're going to go knitwise on your back needle. And that is the last 2 knit, purl, purl, knit. So now we can get started. We're going to go knitwise into the front stitch. Just banged the camera, I do apologise. And we're going to drop this first stitch off the needle. And then we're going to go purlwise into the next stitch on the front. Then we're going to go purlwise into the first stitch on the back needle and drop that one off, and knitwise into the next one. So we've gone knit, purl, purl, knit. But the first stitch on each needle we always drop off. So knit, drop off, purl, purl, drop it off, knit. I always work in 4. If somebody's going to interrupt me, as people and things usually do when we're knitting, they always have to wait until I've done knit, purl, purl, knit, and then I can stop. And then I know when I start again, knit, purl, purl, knit. So let's get going. Again, knit, drop it off, purl, oops, purl, drop it off, and knit. Back to the front. Knit, drop it off, purl, purl, drop it off, and knit. Now we're starting to join these 2 pieces together here. It's a bit loose for now. We can pull it up a bit. You don't want to make this too tight though, because it is another row of knitting. It's not a seam per se. It's creating that nice invisible join. Knit, drop it off, purl, purl, whoops, and knit. Now you always want to make sure once you get to the end of that last knit, you want to make sure that you still have the same number of stitches on each needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. We'll keep going. Knit. Oops. Purl, just watch that tail of your yarn because it will creep over your needles and it'll get where it's not supposed to go to. Just always keep an eye on it and make sure that you're not creating extra loops. That's just going to confuse you. You're making extra stitches where you definitely don't want them. Try to get rid of stitches here, not add extra ones. Purl and knit. Knit. Purl. Purl. Knit. Purl. Now you can see why this is us casting spells, whispering to ourselves as we move our needles. But all fibre arts are magic, aren't they? We're taking sticks and string, whether that's knitting or crochet, weaving, felting, and we're making magic. Things that can keep us warm, our loved ones warm, things for the house, all that stuff. Okay, so here we can go back and just have a look. It's quite loose, this graft that I've done here. You want to tighten this up every few stitches. Give it a bit of a tug, but then make sure that you even it out so that it is as invisible as you can make it. We're nearly done. If this was the toe of your socks, you would be almost finished. Knit, drop that one off, purl, purl, and knit. Okay, so now we've got 2 stitches left, and we're going to knit through the front one, drop that off, and purl through the back one, and that's us all done. Now obviously you're going to go and you're going to sew in your ends, but there we have our graft. Kitchener stitch. Knit, purl, purl, knit. Enjoy your spells. Happy knitting.